Good evening. My name is Wenda Sheard of the League of Women Voters of Athens County. Welcome to this Meet the Candidates night for the candidates for Glouster Village Council. We hope that this will provide you with information for the upcoming election. There are 6 candidates running for 4 slots on the Glouster Village Council. We have at least 2 of them participating today. 2 more of them told us that they would participate, and I'm going to do my best as soon as I'm done with this introduction to try to get them online with us. As you all know, internet and all is kind of touchy in some parts of rural Athens County, so we're doing the best we can here. The candidates are Gary Conley, Peggy Gatchell, Robert Grimm, Jimmy Holbert, Randy Lambert, and Nathan Simons. Today we have with us already Jimmy Holbert and Nathan Simons. We appreciate you making time to participate with us today. Thank you. Now, please make sure that you have a voting plan for this November's election. The last day to update your address or register to vote is October 4th. Early voting starts October 5th at the Board of Elections office on Court Street. If you want to vote by mail, you must submit a written absentee ballot request form that you can get online. Absentee ballots will be mailed to voters starting October 5th, and Election Day is Tuesday, November 2nd. You can verify your polling place by contacting the County Board of Elections office. In addition to candidates' events, our league publishes a voter's guide in which candidates provide written answers to questions. Our voter's guide is currently available online at vote411.org and will be published today, actually, in the Athens News and in the Athens Messenger on October 2nd. The voter's guide lists all the races and issues that will appear on the ballot in Athens County. The League of Women Voters is dedicated to expanding public awareness about governmental issues and encouraging active participation in government. The League does not support or oppose any political parties or candidates. Despite our name, the League is not for women only. We welcome participation from all people. Please visit our website at athenscountyleagueofwomenvoters.org to learn more about the League and to become a member. If you appreciate our candidates' events and our voters' guide, please consider making a donation on our website to support our local work. Thank you. Now I'll turn this event over to tonight's moderator, Mara Giulio. Mara.
Hi, everyone. So glad that you could all be with us tonight. I'm going to explain what we're going to do tonight. Everything has been explained to participants in advance. We're going to give each candidate a 2-minute introductory statement, followed by a series of 3 questions. The candidates were given these questions yesterday and will have 2 minutes to answer each one. Once a candidate has answered all 3 questions, I will move on to the next candidate following an alphabetical order. The candidates can see our timekeeper, who will indicate when the speaker has 30 seconds remaining, 10 seconds remaining, and when their time has expired. If a candidate continues speaking, I will say thank you and move on. Candidates are invited to share their qualifications and experience and to talk about their plans and proposals. Candidates were asked to focus on topics relevant to the stated question and to avoid personal attacks and raising issues that are unrelated to the office being sought. If they go outside these guidelines, I may stop them to remind them of these guidelines. So we have 6 candidates that are running, 4 are going to win, and we have 2 that have joined us tonight. And by alphabetical order, we're going to start with Jimmy Holbert. So Jimmy Holbert, if you could give us your introductory statement.
Hello, yes, I will. My name is Jimmy Holbert. I'm seeking my second term for Glouster Village Council. Um, I've been a school teacher for 32 years now and am continuing for the couple more before I retire. I really enjoy being on Village Council to understand some of the problems in the village and to try to work together, which I think we do very well in the 4 years that I've been on council to solve some problems and to get some positive things going. Um, I'll even make a shout out to Mr. Nathan Simons there. I think we all work together very well to discuss items and discuss issues. And I think that's the strength of our council is we all share our opinions and then we come to a good conclusion for the betterment of the village. Um, I guess the last thing I'd want to say is I would appreciate your vote, but I do want you to vote for the four people you think are the best qualified to be on village council. Hopefully, I'm one of them, but if I'm not, that's okay. I want you to vote for the people who you feel are best. And that's my opening statement.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank
And
you.
so your first question is, what are your two top priorities for Gloucester if you are elected? What are your plans to address these priorities?
The top two priorities we've already kind of put in place. I'm the head of personnel, and we've already talked to our police about the two things that we really want straightened out in Gloucester is to continue to battle the war on drugs and to clean up trash. And we think a lot of times the drugs and the trash go hand in hand. The houses that are not being taken care of don't have electricity, don't have water, but people are still living there. We want that really taken care of and investigated. And again, those are our two top priorities as head of personnel that I've and that we as a council have addressed to our policemen. We still want to battle the drugs and the trash in the village because we want to beautify and get our village better. And if we can take out drugs as much as we can and clean up and get the trash taken care of, those are the two things we really want. And that's at my end of question one.
Thank you, Jimmy. So if you are elected, how would you address a problem that you become aware of in the community? For example, one person noted that the railroad crossings are a problem and that this problem has been ignored. How would you go about addressing this problem or any other community problem?
Well, we would discuss it with each other and then you put our brains together and um, get some ideas on how to solve things. And again, I think we've done that the past 4 years when problems are brought up, when circumstances that we really don't want, in our village, we've talked about them, we've discussed them, and came up with a plan on how to solve these problems. And we do it as a group. And again, I'll stress that I think our council members have worked great together with both mayors the last 4 years. And that's what we'll continue to do. So that's my answer to number two.
Great. Thank you, Jimmy. All right, your third question. Because of the development of Bailey's Trail and Orca, there are lots of opportunities for communities to benefit. Gloucester is unique in that it is also close to Burr Oak, the Buckeye Trail, and other recreational areas. These resources could enable Gloucester to be a hub for tourism and economic development. How do you view the role of the village council in these developments?
Well, we promote all kinds of business, use of our Gloucester Park. We would promote the use of Burr Oak and the trail you were talking about. We really do come from a beautiful rural area. Again, that's why I addressed the trash part of it in the second question. We always want to promote what we have here. A lot of people that I've taught with over the years have came to Gloucester and said, "Oh, what a beautiful area you have. If you'd straighten up some of the houses that needed, they would always say, what a beautiful area. The Burr Oak area is good. But again, we would promote all kinds of business. We've had ideas for Burr Oak, if they would let more kind of boats out on the water. We've even heard talk of the Burr Oak Lodge allow a little bit of the gambling machines to go on out there to promote the area and get customers and to get people to enjoy the natural environment we have around here, which is very beautiful. So that's my answer to the third question.
Well, thank you so much, Jimmy. So
Well,
we are going to move on to our second. What was that?
Thank you for having us on here. I appreciate the time to talk.
Thank you for showing up. So we're going to pass the mic to Nathan Simons. And Nathan, it's the same deal. We're going to give you 2 minutes for your introductory statement, and then we've got the same 3 questions. So whenever you're ready.
All righty, sounds good. Again, so thank you so much. First, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity, for the invite, for having us, and working with me. I was a little late in some responses, so I'm glad to be here. I wish the other members were able to attend and participate, but stuff happens. I certainly know how that can be. So my name again is Nathan Simons, and that's coming from a small town and running for council in a small town. I kind of like to give people my lineage, right? If you don't know me by my face, my parents are Brenda and Sam Simons. My grandparents on my mother's side are the late Richard Keith and Mary Keith, and Richard was a former mayor here in the village for many years as I was growing up. Part of my inspiration for running for council and trying to help my community that I live, have grown up in and live in and, love so much. And now I'm raising my own family. And then on my father's side is James and Anita Simons in Jacksonville, Ohio. So now maybe if you didn't really know me, now you know me or you know them, right? But for my career, I am a family man with 2 small children and a wife. Let's see, and but for career, I'm a community development coordinator. I work at Hocking Athens Perry Community Action. So developing and improving communities and finding grant money to do infrastructure projects and to better our areas, it's my job. 40 hours a week, that's what I do. So I'm skilled in finding grant funds and sources and working with other entities that I have met and have professional relationships through my career that I can bring to the village council. And I'm very glad to be able to do so and I'm positioned in a place, in that place to help bring some good support and funding. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. All right, so we're going to ask you the same question. What are your top 2 priorities and how do you plan to address?
Okay, very good. So my top 2 priorities are things that I've kind of been doing and we've been doing as a council. And I do agree with Jimmy. We do a good job of working well together. I appreciate Jimmy and his experience and what he brings to the table. But so the way I look at these are continuations, priorities that we're continuing on. And the first for me is to continue to improve the village's infrastructure through the use of grant funding and low interest loans to address, frankly, the multitude of issues the village has due to, we're a small community with limited funds, but we have flood and drainage problems that lead to other infrastructure problems with the roads and sidewalks, that those need to be addressed. We have plenty of street repairs that need to be dealt with. We need to update and improve the village's electrical system, which, is in need of improvement and frankly, sometimes downright dangerous to our guys who work on and maintain those services for the community. We've been successful in completing large infrastructure projects before through grant funds and some loans, low interest rate loans, including a large water project through half the town was upgraded, had the water system upgraded. We've worked with the county to secure community development block grant funds through Athens County, which will result in multiple projects throughout the community. including improvements at the park, which will include a new restroom facility, which we haven't had for quite some time down there, and it'll be great. There's going to be some sidewalk work going on down by the park. We're going to pave several streets in the community with those funds. So I guess I'm running short on time. So my second priority is to continue to work with the land bank. Oh, I thought I was out of time. Okay, maybe I'm not. But it's to continue to work with the land bank and to continue all of the good work that they have done for us in our community. You can't look in the village of Glouster and not see the impact of the Athens County Land Bank, and we are definitely great and appreciative of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. So the second question is just digging deeper. If you find a problem in your community, how could you address it? What would your plans be to address a community problem?
Certainly. So first thing, just like Jimmy said, the general process is when a community member addresses a concern or lets one of us on council know that there's a problem, we bring it before council, and with the council and the mayor, of course, and then we discuss it. Depending on the nature of the issue and what it involves, we may seek the counsel of our village solicitor to help us determine what, if anything, what legal course of action we can take to address the said problem. So now with that stated, and I saw the example with the railroad tracks, and so I'm like, oh, well, okay. So I'd like to know exactly what the complaint was. If it's just the general atrocious nature of the railroad tracks in the village, I would totally agree with that. But the crossings are not village property. They're not maintained by the village. It's not up to us to maintain the integrity or the quality of a railroad crossing. Unfortunately, that's something the railroad would need to do. And so as the village, we would say, hey, these crossings are in need of work, come fix them. And we've done that, but the railroads entities are notoriously difficult to work with and to get permits and have them come address issues. I've experienced that firsthand in my career. So with that said, we see what the problem is, what we can do as a community, how we can address it as a council and, as the mayor. And then we carry out that action. We ask whoever is responsible to carry out that, would be at the police department. Maybe it's the street guys, or our water and electric crew, who come out there and address whatever problem was brought to light. So we definitely take all those concerns seriously, and we do what we can and what we need to do and can do to address those and resolve those. And I'm always happy to discuss any issues or problems with anybody at any time. Thank you.
Thank you for that. So the third question, because of the development of Bailey's Trail and Orca, there are a lot of opportunities for our communities to benefit. Glouster is unique that it also is close to Burr Oak, the Buckeye Trail, and other recreational areas. These resources could enable Glouster to be a hub for tourism and economic development. How do you view the role of the village council in these developments?
Okay, so great question. I love this question because I've actually been thinking about the opportunities our village can and should have due to a strategic location when we consider the wonderful natural resources and parks in our area. As you noted, we are conveniently located near Burr Oak Lake, all the wonderful trails, fishing, and hunting that provides, as well as the developing Bailey's and the Buckeyes Trail system, of course, which you can jump onto from, trails off of Burr Oak Lake. That's a fabulous thing to have running through your backyard is Buckeye Trail, and it's well maintained, and the offices are local in Perry County over in Shawnee. So kudos to those guys and keep doing what you're doing, but I digress. So anyway, so the developing Bailey's Trail system is super exciting. That when it's completed in its entirety of roughly 88 miles, it will be the largest mountain biking trail system this side of the Mississippi River, as I've been told. So the potential economic benefits for our region are huge, and Glouster is well located and positioned to benefit from this opportunity. In addition, we're only a short 30-minute drive to the Hocking Hills. I do feel that Glouster should become a hub as a centrally located village that is surrounded by natural beauty and wonder. People might think I'm crazy, but there's potential for the Verbo or VRBO, however you want to say it, market. If you can have some wherewithal and, some opportunity, you could put together a nice rental property, and there would be people who would come to enjoy the natural landscape that we have here. With that said, the council should foster this and welcome potential businesses and entrepreneurs to the village with open arms, and offer any kind of incentives that we could to bring businesses here. Of course, that said, as a small town with limited funds, it's hard to do this alone. But we do have great partnerships with other entities like the land bank, and that we can get creative to help potential businesses. The land bank may acquire properties in the downtown area that could be developed. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nathan. Really great ideas. And Jimmy, thank you so much. Thank you to Wenda for setting this up with the League of Women Voters. Thank you, Seal, for your excellent timekeeping. I'm going to go back to the script now. A recording of this event will be viewable on our League of Women Voters of Athens County Facebook page and on our website, athensleagueofwomenvoters.org. We urge all of you to make a voting plan now. Early voting starts October 5th and election day is November 2nd. Please check our voter guide at vote411.org for a full list of races and issues in Athens County. Thank you all and have a wonderful evening. Anything else?